Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is the season trailer for Attack on Titan Season 4, English sub. Since we waited a little bit longer, we got the English sub version. Just a clarification, we're both caught up with the show. I've read a little bit of what happens in Season 4, but I am not caught up. So any spoilers for Season 4 in the comments will be taken care of, or we might just not even read comments for this, because we really don't want to get spoiled on the series. But if you guys could be awesome and just not spoil, I know that's a lot to ask, but just keep it to a minimum, or at least tag the spoilers if you're going to say something. It'd be super appreciated. Anyway, we don't know what's going to happen in Season 4 necessarily. I know the first little bit, but not the entire thing at all. And Lindsay doesn't know anything about what's going to happen in Season 4. Is there anything you want to say before we get into this?
I'm scared.
From what I know about Season 4, this is going to be a fucking thrill ride, so I can't wait for it to come out, and I can't wait to watch this trailer, so why don't we just get right into it. Attack on Titan Season 4 trailer, let's go. World War I shit. Mappa? What? Jesus. Eren talking to Reiner. Oh. Fucking dropping titans from the sky. The last attack. Ooh. That was fucking dope. I wish I could see that back graphic. Okay. I want to watch it again, but I want to talk about it a little first before we go into it again.
Okay.
What do you think of that one? For just right off the top, I bet you don't like it.
I don't.
I bet you don't like it. You don't like that it's all like World War I style. But now we've been introduced to like the outside world, so it's all kind of changed. What I don't fucking understand, I need to figure out what happened with Wit Studio. Why is it because of like the pandemic and Mappa had the funds to like, or the resources to make it happen? Because Wit Studio's been doing it since Season 1, and Mappa is like a sort of a second generation of Madhouse, which also did Season 1 and I think helped throughout, but or with some stuff throughout. But it's weird that they're changing studios like that just right off the bat, like for this final epic season. I don't know what happened with Studio. It must be something with the pandemic that they couldn't stay open or something. But that's insane. Alrighty, we're gonna watch the trailer just to refresh ourselves. We took a break to sort of get our thoughts together, and we're just gonna rewatch it real quick. Do you want subtitles or no?
Yes, but I'm gonna try and pay less attention to them.
Alright, second pass.
時期が迫ってる。次の戦士が選ばれるんだ。鎧の巨人の継承者が。
今の俺にはわかる。お前たちは世界を救おうとした。そうなんだろう。
うるさい。どうしてお前らは俺を死なせてくれないんだ。
子孫ユミルの出現から今日に至るまで、どれほどの命が巨人に奪われたことでしょう。しかし近年、その平和思想は淘汰され、始祖の巨人はパラディ島に住むあるものに奪われました。その名はエレン・イエーガー。今ここに宣言します。パラディ島敵勢力へ宣戦布告を。
Alright, what are you thinking?
Okay. I'm actually glad that we watched it again, because the first time around, one of the reasons that I didn't like it is because I literally couldn't recognize who anyone was.
True.
So-
Everyone looks so different.
Everyone looks completely different. So the first time I watched it, I was like, did they just show us a trailer with literally fucking no one that we knew other than a couple
About
titans?
halfway through, they start showing us
Yeah.
people that we know.
So the first time we watched it, I was like paying attention to the subtitles to see like what they were saying, especially at that part.
Yeah.
But it turns out that like I don't know, I guess I'd been sort of looking at the wrong thing. I mean, not necessarily the wrong thing, but normally when you watch a trailer, the audio is like just washing over you, and like you're listening.
But when you
to
have
it,
to read it in Japanese as well, like
yeah,
you have to like pay attention to what everybody is saying, and like the impact of what they're saying is happening doesn't quite hit you unless you pay attention. Yeah.
So like the first time I was like, okay, I get what they're saying, but literally like, okay, there's this random guy at the beginning, and that's really messed up and sad, and he's like talking to the birds that's dangerous here, and then you see it's like a wasteland, and there's like guns and like military boats and like crazy shit, and then it like gets back to characters that we know, but when I was watching it the first time, I literally didn't recognize any of them. And
like, see, that's Jean,
yeah,
by the way,
like,
but you wouldn't recognize because he has long hair and it's like parted, when
Yeah.
normally he just has like short, he has like a short sort of crew cut type thing,
yeah, and I guess since you read,
and then that's Sasha.
yeah, but once I knew that it was them, because you had she looks fucking weird.
She
But
does look so she looks like a man. And not like she looks less like Mikasa in the manga. Oh, the battery's gonna fucking die. Anyway, yeah, she does look less like, I don't know, in the manga, when because I read this part, she you could tell it was her. Like in this, she looks like her body, the way her body is drawn, and with all the equipment and everything, she looks way more masculine.
I know they gave her a new haircut, but like her jawline seems really different.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
something that usually doesn't change. Like the other characters, they look the same except for their haircut, and when you really look at them, you can tell who it is. Like that's why the second time through, I was like, oh, you know, okay, I recognize these people now that I know to look for it.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't have known that was Mikasa, like, at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They look so much different, and except for Rhina. Rhina just has a fucking little beard, and that's it. And Zeke looks the same. That, by the way, that's the same quadruped titan that we saw. Yeah, in season 3. But they seem to have like some sort of a bunch of fucking machine guns on their back.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know, the whole that is what stuck out to me the most the first time I watched the trailer, not like any of the other stuff, because I was so busy reading. I was just like, holy fuck, some like Titan with machine gun type thing over here, like just crawling around killing everyone. I was like,
and it can seem kind of like out of nowhere if you're just, because like we did just like pick up this trailer as soon as we woke up, but like, and it seems like, oh, World War One, I guess we're in fucking World War One times. But if you think back to like, once you start sitting down and like remembering everything, like, because we had that flashback with Grisha when he was a kid, and we saw that it was like they had literally cars and bullet fed weapons, like high tech stuff. They had an airship that was like a big thing. So like, and it's big, but it's not like it only comes in the trailer as like a big sort of like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
If you think about that.
When I first saw it, I was just thinking like, they still use swords, and I mean, like, I know that they have other technology, but like when you see it laid out like this, where all it is like guns, you're like, what is this, Full Metal Alchemist, where they just suddenly like went into World War II for no reason? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's literally the first thing I thought. I was just like, okay, here we go again. But when you actually think about it, like you said, you remember that this technology was pre-established in this world. Yeah, they're not just like, nowhere.
Holy shit, prepare for season 4. Now there's guns everywhere. It's like, it's kind of that, but it's more like you already knew that there was shit. Like, if you paid close attention to, even in season 2, a lot of people didn't catch this because I think a lot of people don't really know a whole lot about guns, but in Ymir's flashback, where she was like the queen, where she was, because she was named Ymir because she was like a street orphan, a street urchin who like they got the church or the wall cult or whatever got her, and we're like, okay, we need a figurehead, let's like pick her, and then we'll turn her into like our fucking queen, and so they just picked her, and then when they got raided by the Marleyan government, they had like bullet-fed weaponry, and the only guns that we had seen previously, like, because you didn't know, we knew that like she was a Titan for 60 years, so then before that, and this was like an early thing, so I'm surprised a lot of people didn't catch this, or at least I don't think a lot of people did, but like she was a Titan for 60 years, so when we're seeing her as a kid, we're seeing her like 70 years ago, or possibly longer. We actually don't even know. She that she said that she was a Titan for 60 years. So, and she comes from outside the walls. So like, when they got raided 70 years ago, they had like bullet-fed weapons. Which, by the way, the cartridge that guns use, that's like a big technological development, because if you see the weapons that they use inside the walls, it's all fucking muskets and like single shot weapons that you don't have cartridges. You have to pack the powder in, then the bullet. Like, it's a completely different, way more archaic technology. So like, they had little hints of that sprinkled throughout the entire story. So it wasn't like now that we're getting sort of to the end of this arc, let's introduce all of this shit about people outside the wall. By the way, they have guns and airships and cars and all that shit. They had been laying the groundwork for that reveal for years previously.
Yeah, I think it just
and with the syringe, even that's like.
Yeah, that's like.
But they
medical.
didn't. But because the main characters in the wall didn't see the syringe and didn't comment on how crazy a technology that something like a needle would be, like, because they didn't say that, we assumed that it was like, oh, so I guess they have needles too.
We assumed that it's like in Naruto where they have like radios, but they don't have pretty much anything else.
Because they have other technology. Yeah. Like they developed like a ferry system along the rivers. They developed like obviously the omnidirectional mobility gear, all the cannons and shit, like the cannon rail systems that go along the walls, like they built all that. So they had crazy technology, but you don't put it together and like with the needle especially, you're like, oh, I guess they have needles. But then when they get the fucking needle, they're like, what is this? Like, who created something like this? You're supposed to stab it into yourself? Like, this is a crazy piece of technology. So, I don't know. All that to say, like, there's a bunch of crazy technology in this, but it's not. It shouldn't come as that big of a surprise if you have been paying attention for years up to this point, not just in season 3, but previously. So it's not that big of a leap. In fact, it's not even really a leap at all at this point. But yeah. Anyway, that was a big rant. But anyway, is there anything else you want to say?
There's that crazy looking.
Talking about that tree or what?
Where is it? That like freaking white looking Titan thing. Oh, there's also that Titan with like the weird mask thing that looks really creepy.
I think there are only 9 Titans total.
Yeah.
Remember? So there's the Colossal, there's the Armored, there's the Attack Titan, there's the Female Titan, the Quadruped Titan, there's Ymir's Titan, the Dancing Titan, the Founding Titan. Is that it? Oh, the Beast Titan. So that's 8. And then there's one more that we don't know.
Which is, I'm
talking about like this giant white Titan.
Yeah, that looks freaking weird.
It looks really fucking weird. I almost don't want to show it to you too much because it's so fucking weird. Because I know about it. I've read that far. But it was about that point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop. I don't know what this is about. I don't know who that is.
Tree.
Can you guess who that is?
Gee.
He looks so weird.
He looks really weird. His neck is like so long and his head is like so tiny.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about good for a 2-minute trailer.
He just looks funny.
He does look very funny. He looks. I don't remember him looking that funny in the manga when I saw this scene.
And he also looks like he hasn't slept in about 300 years.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, like, Armin is not the fighter type.
I guess that's true. I mean, can you imagine just, like, not even wanting to fight, and then suddenly you're, like, huge, and you're just like, alright, guess I'll go to work and kill some people.
Yeah. Like, being a tool of so much just fucking destruction. But I could imagine. I wonder what Erwin's, like, if they decided to choose Erwin in that, what his fucking Colossal Titan would look like. It would look fierce as fuck. It would be terrifying.
Yeah. He looks like a depressed office worker.
He does. He looks depressed and tired. But I don't remember him looking that silly. I said this before we took our little break. What the fuck is with Mappa? I'm gonna do some research on that, cause like that's weird. I don't know what the deal with that is. So to explain to you, anybody correct me if I'm wrong as far as like the business history of these studios, but there's Madhouse, which was first. Madhouse they did Death Note, they did season 1 of Attack on Titan, they did fucking High School of the Dead, they did a bunch of shit. They've been doing shit since I think the late 80s, maybe even a little bit earlier, OVAs and stuff like that, and TV shows. Hugely respected studio. Many people's favorite, one of my favorites, like the work that they've done, they're incredible. So they did Attack on Titan season 1, and then I think I forget what happened, but some people broke off or left, or there was some sort of insider shit that I'm not 100% clear on, where they broke off, and then some people from there I think formed Wit Studio. Wit Studio is there. You can think of them as the people who are like really responsible for Attack on Titan as it's come to be known. Mm-hmm. All the seasons, the people from Wit Studio have had their hands in it. They also did Dororo, bunch of stuff. They've done that's not Mappa. No, Mappa did Dororo. Wit Studio also did Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress and Vinland Saga they did recently. And then Mappa is another thing where after that like weird I forget if they like I heard they declared bankruptcy. I heard like Madhouse I heard Madhouse declared bankruptcy, or there was some sort of like staff thing where Wit Studio was formed, and then Mappa was also formed out of a similar thing where they either had to restart the business or people from it left. I'm not 100% sure on the details, but basically Mappa is like what was Madhouse. And now that's why I don't know if you've seen their like logo for Mappa, but it kind of looks like the Madhouse logo. Anyway, I don't know the deal with that. I don't know why it's now MAPPA. I guess I need to brush up on my business knowledge for anime studios, but I bet it's something to do with the pandemic. At least I hope not. I hope WIT doesn't fall to pieces, because as much as I like MAPPA, I think that changing hands in the final season of a series, it's dangerous waters for sure. Like, it's really hard to it takes away a lot of the faith that I have, and I have a lot of hope that it will be well, because MAPPA is a good studio, but I am wary whenever there's a studio change in like the last season of a show. So yeah, and I'm gonna do some research on specifically the different, like, what happened with WIT Studio, Madhouse, MAPPA, all that stuff, and all the other stuff involved with that. But as far as I know, they're all like kind of connected. They're all rooted from Madhouse. Anyway,
Final
thoughts. I'm still really excited for season 4. The only thing that is on my mind is the animation studio. I know that the story is solid, even though I haven't completed the story, and I'm glad I haven't, because this is the first season that I'll be watching fresh since season 1 came out. But yeah, I'm still really excited. What about you?
When I watched the trailer the first time, not gonna lie, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Did they pull a Full Metal Alchemist? But then, and like, by the way, that was like my least favorite part of Full Metal Alchemist.
2003.
2003. When they were like, haha.
Spoilers for 2003 Full Metal Alchemist, but yeah, they did a similar thing.
But it was kind of out of nowhere in that one. Whereas this one, after we like took a break and I thought about it, and like then we discussed it, now I'm a lot more excited, because I can see that it doesn't come out of nowhere. But like, we haven't really been. I've only seen the show once, one time, and it's been a while now. It's been
a year,
at least.
Oh no, since we moved in,
like
so
half a year.
Since like October.
Yeah, so it's been probably like 6 months, and during that time we hadn't really
kept up with the show
or looked at it or rewatched it or had anything to do with it other than listening to the opening songs. So I feel like just like waking up and then just watching that, I was like, what is even happening here? But then it's like, okay, they already had guns. We already knew they already had airships. We already knew about all of this. Then it made sense, and now I'm excited to see how they get there. But at first, it just seemed like a crazy leap.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't recognize anyone the first time around either. I was just like, is this even the same show?
Yeah. Because you have to remember, at the end of season 3, there is like a time jump.
Yeah.
Because like they have those, I think it was like a full year of them killing all the Titans in the walls and making their way to the ocean. If not a couple years. So there was already that time skip, and now...
It just seemed like, because I didn't see anyone that I recognized other than in like their Titan form, I was like...
Just a bit lost.
I was just like, how far in the future is this? I can't gauge by a Titan's physical appearance how long has passed, because they look the exact same. So I was like, all right, I guess... I mean, what was it, a year? Was it like multiple years? What did they do to get to this point? But after watching again, it became a bit more clear. So, yeah.
But you are excited.
I am excited. Now that I like have it all in place and I'm thinking about it, now I'm excited.
Good save.
I'm being serious.
Okay, alright. Sure you are. I'm joking. Yeah, for those who have been following our channel for a while, we've talked about Lindsay's hating of first episodes. This kind of falls into that category where like she doesn't like things the first time she's introduced, but then once she gets into it, it becomes like her favorite thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. I'm super excited for this. I know a little bit of what's gonna happen, and I know that you won't be disappointed if you're willing to, like, what do I want to say?
accept the changes.
If you no, it's not. There's not even changes. If you're willing to keep an open mind and keep in the mindset of like how you might have been when you first started watching the series of what is the truth, or like recently, and like with how things are opening up, like what is the truth, what is actually going on here. Nobody really fully understands what's happening, especially the audience. And as long as you're willing to put in the sort of I want to say like intellectual effort or like attention to accept things as they're coming to you, think about them in a different way, really like get into it, as long as you're willing to think laterally with the show, then you'll like it just as much as any other season. If you're out there and you're like, I don't like this whole World War I thing, this seems kind of out of nowhere, this is kind of dumb, then you probably won't like it. But you just need to like know and have faith. That's a big thing. Have faith that Isayama cares about ending the series right, and that he cares about keeping everything consistent. That's been a big thing in his writing strategy throughout the entire series. It's setting up the rules and following them. Oh, there goes the camera. I guess we're going to end it here. But setting up the rules for the universe and then following them until it's done. And not, like, making a little fucking changes and retcons and a bunch of stupid little shit that, like, makes people question and have to do headcanon bullshit, like mental gymnastics to try and accept your world. He's been really good about setting up rules, following them, and following through on their logical conclusion in a way that is unexpected, but in the end makes sense. So just have faith in Isayama, everybody out there, and have faith in the series. And I'm going to have hope that Mappa will do the series justice in the final season. But other than that, we hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Please check out our previous stuff on our channel. If you're new here just for Attack on Titan, we are going to be reacting to Attack on Titan Season 4 when it comes out. But in the meantime, we got Naruto, we got Tower of God, we got Gleipnir, we got Kaguya-sama, Love is War, and we got Angel Beats. And then we're going to be starting ReZero tomorrow.
No.
Sunday. On Sunday, we'll be posting our first episode of ReZero. We're catching up on ReZero in preparation for Season 2. So if you guys are just new to this channel, we got a lot of stuff you'll probably like, so we hope you stick around. Check out our schedule on our channel. And check out later today, we're actually doing the all openings reactions for Black Clover. Neither of us have seen Black Clover or any of the openings, so it's a complete blind reaction. You guys will probably like that. That's coming out later today as we're posting this on, what is it, Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. That's coming to you guys real soon after this one. Alrighty, I'm Carson, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.